Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the channel. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through step by step. I'm really just walking you through every single stage that I went through in order to sign it's actually not my most recent client. I've signed 2 clients this month. Not my most recent, but it's my second most recent client at 4.8K per month. I'm going to walk you through every single stage that I went through in order to, get the client, but also how I went about selling the client as well. Always guys, if you do enjoy the video, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. It tremendously helps out the channel. And with that being said, let's dive straight into the video. As I say, how did I even find the client? Well, first things first, we got to understand what I was doing leading up to them reaching out to me, because this client actually was an inbound lead for my own agency. He reached out to me, we hopped on the call and went on from there. But it was what I did leading up until that point that really enabled me to actually get the client at the end of the day at $4,800 per month. That's his retainer. So I was doing leading up to it, okay? And honestly, guys, this is so important and it's so valuable when you do it correctly, and that's building a personal brand on Facebook. And as I say, this client that I'm referring to right now, this is my second recent client that I signed on board. I actually had an onboarding call this morning at the point of recording this video with another client, and also he came through the same method. And really my last 4 clients, I think from memory, all have come through my personal brand that I've built on Facebook. So obviously that answers the question of how I got them. I was, as I say, building my personal brand on Facebook, which entails me doing multiple posts in different groups associated to what I'm doing, and really associated to not so much what I'm doing, but where my ideal client lies, right? You guys know that I service e-commerce brands primarily, and we do also info product brands, but it's mainly e-com brands. And so I'm a part of a multitude of e-commerce Facebook groups, okay? And within those Facebook groups, I post a multitude of different, posts covering different topics. Some are case study posts, some are like, with results that I've done, and I explain the results and how we got them, etc. And others are literally just me talking about some random topic, right? For example, obviously what's going on in the world is kind of coming out of it now, but at the height of what was going on in the world, I did a couple posts explaining how e-com brands, with no results attached, just explaining how e-commerce brands can take advantage of what's going on right now and really scale their business, So doing different posts along those lines just gets people to look at you. And if you build out your Facebook profile, really just treat it as a website. Honestly, this method is so powerful. And obviously you guys in the Quantum Agency program know how to just tailor the path like a king, as we refer to it in the program. And it's just a very powerful method. It's basically like Facebook ads. When you run a Facebook ad to a website, you're pushing traffic to a website. That's kind of the same concept that you're doing with this more organic method. Instead of running Facebook ads, you're doing posts in groups, and you're putting those posts, instead of targeting your ad to a specific type of person, you're putting posts into a group that's being shown to the same specific type of person, and then from there they click through on your post and go into your Facebook page. Instead of somebody seeing your Facebook ad and clicking on your Facebook ad, going to your website, they see your post, click on your post and go to your Facebook feed. So it's the same dynamic, it's the same concept, only it's free, it's organic. It's a very powerful method, and it's what I've been leveraging over the past, I'd say 2 months, like really been focusing on it. It's actually been my main method of getting clients, and it's very powerful. So as I say, that's how I actually got the client. Now, something else that I want to touch on in this video as well is how I actually sold them, because obviously you can get clients, right? Or at least you can get clients reaching out to you through this method. Very easy. As I say, when you do it right, it's a very effective method, and you're going to get people reaching out to you. But if you can't sell them at the end of the day, you're not gonna make any money. You're not gonna sign them on as a client because you can't sell them. Okay, so let's move on now to how I sold him, what I did differently this time as well, and that's actually what I've been implementing for all of my sales calls that I've had after, and it's been very effective. So let's move on to that. The first thing that I've been doing that's very different to what a lot of people do is I've actually started to have my team member on the sales calls with me, because what I found is that this enables the client to really see the entire agency as a whole, the entire company as a whole. And also what I found is that clients actually really like that entire transparency on the first connection that we have on the sales call. They really like that transparency to see exactly who they'll be working with. When they come on board, there's going to be no surprises because we've spoken for 45 minutes prior or an hour prior, so they already know who we are. It really just does show a very open book policy essentially. essentially. Also, when it comes to, explaining the service and explaining kind of how we actually deliver results, my media buyer can also hop in those sections. Even though I can explain it myself, it just helps with having, my team member there as well to show the client that it's myself. I'm working I'm working on the ad account, but so is my team member, and he explains certain things, etc., etc. And as I say, at the end of the day, it just shows that transparency and that we're very, very open. So that's the first thing. That's something new that I've started to implement. I understand for some of you, the relationship and really just the dynamic of yourself and your media buyer may not align like mine and my team member does. But if it does, and you feel as though your media buyer could hop on sales calls with you, I highly recommend you at least split test it, because honestly, you'll be surprised with the results that it can generate. And as I say, myself and my team, we're very, very transparent with each other anyway. So it just works out really well, and that same transparency, as I say, really just does bleed through into the client as well. It basically shows them that we have an open book policy. So that's the first thing. Now let's move on to the second thing, and really this is what I believe actually helped me sell the client. And it was that I had a conversation. This was one of the first sales calls that I had without following a strict script, okay? I had a strong structure in my head of what we need to cover, the questions I need to ask. And at the start of the call, I asked those kind of specific questions because you need to understand the logistics of their business. You need to really figure out if you're actually a good fit, if they're actually a good fit for you, to bring on as a client. So you need to ask those questions no matter what, whether you've got a script or not. But just having a conversation honestly changes everything. And this is something, as I say, since I'd say around 2 months ago, I've really been implementing it, but definitely since that sales call, I've been implementing it for all of my sales calls, because I personally find it so much more powerful, is having a conversation. Now it helps, if you're just starting out, I highly recommend you follow a script, because if you don't have that experience there, then you may be going all over the place slightly, you may be going down this route, then this, and it may just be a bit of a mess. So you need to be following a script when you're first starting out. And even if you've got your first maybe 2-3 clients, I still recommend you follow a script. So you've got that structure there, because you don't want to be going all over the place in your meetings. You don't want to be going down this route, then you're coming over here, then you're going over here, and it's just, you never end up getting to the sale, right? You need to have Jordan Belfort, you need to be on a straight line towards the sale. So if you're going on all these routes, you're never going to get to the end point, which is the sale. So I highly recommend, if you're just starting out, just somewhat of a beginner, follow a script so you've got a structure there. If you're experienced, you've had a multitude of sales calls, you naturally know the structure of a sales call. You naturally know the route that you need to go down. So definitely try and just have a conversation and go off script, because it just develops a different kind of relationship with the client, because they know that you're just having a conversation. They know that you're just speaking to them as a human, human to human interaction, and you're just speaking to them and just genuinely seeing if they're a good fit. And if they are, you can speak about your services, and then and kind of just go through it like that. And honestly, guys, your conversion rates will increase, again, if you've got that experience to start off with. Because at least for me, over my past few sales calls, I think in the last sort of month to 2 months, I round about there. I don't know the exact numbers, so don't quote me on this, but I think in the last month to 2 months, probably nearing closer to 2 months, in the previous 2 months, I've probably had around 6 meetings, and I've closed 4 clients in the last 2 months alone. And that's just because I'm having a conversation with the client. Obviously, they were all qualified, which is vital. You're never going to sell somebody who's not qualified. But just having a conversation honestly increases your conversion rates dramatically, because they can see that you're just a human. They just feel comfortable moving forward with you and really just putting their entire marketing side of their business in your hands. It's a very, very powerful thing to do. And obviously, coupling that with having my team on the call with me, it just shows them the entire company culture that we have, and it shows them that this is it. We're having a conversation, so we're being transparent anyway, because we're not reading off a script. And on top of that, the team's on the call as well, so you're just very, very transparent. They can see everything from face value. They know we're not hiding anything away from them, and from there, that's why they convert, because they're just so comfortable with us as an agency, and they just feel so confident and comfortable as well moving forward with us and putting the entire marketing side of their business in our hands. And that's what you want to get to. That's where your conversion rates do drastically increase once the client feels comfortable and confident in your agency. So by leveraging these few different things, you increase that confidence in the client, and as I said, it's at that point that they go ahead and convert. Really, that's why I'm recording this video, because those are the few points that I've picked up over the course of the last month to 2 months. And it's what's enabled me to sign on so many clients, because I'm just being genuine. And obviously, as you guys know, I only ever speak from personal experience on the channel. And really, this is what I've been experiencing over the past 1 to 2 months. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you've got any questions, comments, you want to understand something a bit more, drop a comment below. I'm answering every single comment. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video.